Hey guys, before I begin the analysis, I do have a membership link in the video description below. If you guys would like specific chart analysis done once a week every Thursday, I will look at that for you. I also look at commodities such as Bitcoin and go more in depth on that during my membership video. So link in the video description below for that. Um, Also, if you have a request, you can leave a donation below. I get hundreds of requests a month. I don't have time to do all of them. If you want to guarantee your request gets done, link in the video description below for that as well. Also, last but not least, I have a TradingView affiliate link. So if you guys want TradingView without advertisements and a lot more benefits, you can use my affiliate link to save some money on your membership. Highly recommend it. If you have stocks, you need to be looking at a price chart. As you can see today, imagine you bought MSTR yesterday. Well, I told you, well, I was looking at the chart. I was saying, see, look, I know a lot of people who are saying in the comment section, oh, I bought the dip at 185. A dip, you're using the wrong terminology, right? A dip is something that happens in an uptrend. This is a dip right here, right? We're making higher highs, higher lows. This right here is a dip. This is a dip. When we are making lower lows and lower highs, that's not a dip. This is sell the rally, sell the rally, sell the rally. So people don't even know what they're even saying, and you can really tell they're doing the wrong things. And like I said before, if you keep on saying buy the dip, well, I know price is going to continue lower because you're going to be wrong, like most of the time you are, and it's going to continue dropping lower. So this is tracking towards 146, right? On this channel, we use technical analysis. We don't use random things. This is tried and true. This is a tried and true method of looking at price charts and analyzing them. We don't look at fundamentals here. We don't care about indicators. We only look at the price action. I don't even care about the lines, right? Forget about the lines. I'm just drawing it to show you what the market is doing, right? I don't need the lines. I can already see it making two legs down, targeting 150, headed towards this box right here. See this previous box back here in March of 2024 up until September 24 is headed back into this zone right here. So I don't need the lines. I'm just putting it on for representation and demonstration of the analysis. But either way, the trend has not broken, right? The trend has been very consistent dating back to October. And since then has been just running parallel to this EMA. So that means that the market as a whole does not want to buy this stock anytime soon. Potential level where buyers might be interested is at 150. That is the measurement target. If this was a drop that bears were able to accomplish before in history, this is the drop they're able to accomplish as well in the future. And as right now, we're very close, right? 140. I would say even if we stop right now, this is close enough, right? Which I don't think it will. I think it's going to crash down towards 147, and then we'll see what happens from there. Probably a dead cat bounce, just because how oversold. There's no such thing as oversold or overbought. It's technically overextended or underextended, whatever. Overextended. So overextension is getting extreme. 148 is the target. Whatever, 148, 150s. We're talking about dollars here, just rounded about to 150. So it's headed towards 150. Selling pressure developing still, right? And we haven't even seen, like, typically what you'll see is when the trend gets really bearish, it just completely gives up, right? You'll see like a huge dip down like that. So we haven't even seen the final dip down. I think we will probably by the end of the week, right? So 140, 150, whatever is the target for MSTR in the very short term. It's not guaranteed to get there, but it has been very likely for that level to be reached since I've been calling it for a very long time now. Go back to my videos months ago and you'll see me saying 150 months ago. Anyway, I think we do have a top in place. I hate to say with confirmation, but 99%, 68% decline right now. A stock typically does not recover a 68% decline in a very short amount of time unless it's very volatile, and the volatility for this stock towards the upside pretty much disappeared. Target is right around a 73% decline. So MSTR is in trouble, has been in trouble, and I don't see this stopping anytime soon. So it's headed towards 143, 150, whatever. And my long-term target towards the bottom of this bear market is around $50. And yeah, that might sound crazy, but hey, I've seen crazier things. And if you say that is impossible, then you have not been in the market long enough as I have. So someone with wisdom and experience is telling you $50 is, not out of the question, not a crazy level. I'm not saying it's come back to a dollar, right? And it could come back down to wherever it wants to. I'm giving you a realistic target for this bear market decline. and it's not something unrealistic. If we drop 90% in the last bear cycle, this bear cycle 90% takes you down $50. Now you could argue saying it's a much different stock, it's more mature. Yes, that's why I put a box in place, right? I put it between $50 into about 120 where the bear market low can be. So I don't know exactly where the low will be. I will know more precisely when there's more time involved, when time goes on, right? And we are at those lower levels. But as right now, MSTR is looking very bearish, and yeah, nothing has changed. I haven't even really changed these drawings in a good amount of time, right? It's still tracking towards 145, 150, whatever, between 140, 150. Looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is also tracking towards a very low level. So Bitcoin, unfortunately, is headed back down to $78,000. I don't see how price can stop right now. The next strong support is at $80,000. Low 80s, high 70s is the next target for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, in that type of move down, that would only be about 38%, which is pretty substantial, which means that we might have seen a top already. I'm still in the camp that we can still see a bounce from here and then reversal, and that would coincide with MSTR also bouncing at its measurement target. So its target's at 144, Bitcoin's target is at 78. So probably when Bitcoin hits 78,000, MSTR will probably hit right around 144 or sub 150. It makes sense, right? Looks like it's coming to an end. This drop, same for MSTR. It looks like the drop is potentially coming to an end. However, I think when MSTR bounces, it won't be able to bounce hard. I think it'll be too damaged, too much of a decline, and they might just see a lackluster recovery, probably back up to the 240s. So something like this, and then continue lower. Exact same thing happened last cycle. So Bitcoin, on the other hand, I think it might recover much better than that MSTR would. So again, that's just an assumption. We might have already topped, and then we can start looking for a low next year. But as right now, it's just tracking towards $78,000. That's where the strong support is at. If it breaks that low, then it's probably game over, right? We should not see price break 74,000. If it breaks 74,000, we pretty much have seen a top, and you can call it a day and just wait a year and then buy at the next low, right? To hold for the next cycle. So weekly chart shows it's breaking that trend line, right? That's not a good sign. If you drag it a little bit shallower, I mean, it's only 2 touches. It looks like we're starting to break that trend line. It looks pretty bearish. Not something to be worried about, if you're a long-term holder for Bitcoin. But as right now, it's not looking good. I'd say give it to about low 80s, high 70s for a bounce over here, and then we'll see how the bounce is. If it's really weak, then call it a day as well. If it's really strong, then we probably will see a new all-time high by the end of the year or early January. I know it sounds crazy, but as quickly as we went down is as quickly as we can go up, typically, right? As long as the trend is not, damaged, right? A 38% decline for Bitcoin is not that crazy, but a 70% decline for MSTR is pretty crazy, right? I don't think this will be able to recover that. And then gold's price divided by Bitcoin's price continues to rocket up higher, right? We're even going farther than my target, which was right around this level here, 0.04357. Is continuing to rocket up higher. And this is not going to be sustainable for a long time, but it can continue higher, which means that Bitcoin is likely to continue to move down lower. I think we might break above this right here. So as right now, it's still showing outperformance in gold, right? Gold is still outperforming Bitcoin, at least in the short term. So it means that it's better to hold gold right now than Bitcoin. So looks like it's continuing higher, but potential reversal maybe soon, right? Which coincides with Bitcoin bottoming out at 78,000, which coincides with MSTR bottoming out at 148. And then this chart right here, Bitcoin's price divided by MSTR's price ratio is still growing, right? It's still going exponential. So we could see a huge shift, right, in the market because it's still growing, which means that MSTR, even if it does see a bounce, I don't think this chart is going to go into a downtrend, right? It's probably still going to go up, which means that Bitcoin potentially can recover much better than MSTR. So we'll see what happens, but these two charts are very bearish, Bitcoin and MSTR. But I'm not in the camp saying that we're going to go down forever because that's not realistic. The market doesn't do that. We're going to see, waves. The market moves in waves. It's going to go down in a staircase pattern. A pullback is coming very soon. I would say if I had to guess, with a very good guess, 147, 150 would probably be around that zone where we see a bounce. Same thing for Bitcoin. A bounce is probably right around $78,000 or low 80s, and then we'll see if these ratios start flipping. Right, as right now, gold is continuing to outperform, has not flipped, and as right now, we may not get it. We may just continue to see, this move up higher for the extended future. Right, that's what it's showing. It's showing immense strength. And then this chart right here, it shows that MSTR has been toast basically since November of 2024. Bitcoin has been outperforming, or it's been better to hold Bitcoin than MSTR. So that's all I have today. Little update. Basically, these are still in a decline, but approaching a potential reversal zone. We'll see if it gets a good bounce or not, and that will be the judge of that. If it's a strong bounce, hey, we can start entertaining higher prices. If it's a weak bounce, we can confirm the top. But I'd say MSTR pretty much has a confirmed top right now, just how much it has declined. Even if we do see a bounce, I think it's not going to be strong. Again, that's my opinion. I'm open to invalidation always, right? But as right now, I'm bearish still on MSTR. Bitcoin, I'm still bullish. We have not made a substantial lower low, right? So technically, the uptrend is still play. We have not taken out that low, but for MSTR, we have taken out a substantial low right there, right? We're making lower lows, lower high, lower lows, lower high, lower low. So this is in a downtrend, while this one is still in an uptrend, right? Barely, it's hanging on there. Looking at the monthly chart, you can see that it's still above the prior low, so it's still in an uptrend, but barely hanging on, right? Eventually, it's going to start looking pretty bearish. So that's all I have for today. Let me know in the comments down below. Check out my description below for the membership option. You guys can try it out for 1 month, see if you like it or not. It's cancellation anytime. Also, if you have any requests for stocks, leave a donation. It gives me an incentive to do it, or else I'm not going to get to it. I just don't have time to look at dozens and dozens of requests. And also, if you are into stocks, commodities, you need TradingView, or at least you need some professional charting platform. And I use TradingView. That's all I use. I only recommend it. You can pretty much look up anything you want. You can look at forex, crypto, indices, funds, bonds. I mean, a lot of metrics, right? It's a very good system. That's all I have today. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.